Ready, set, go. Mr. Matt Bryant.
Hey, what's up?
Mad Meal Preps.
Yes, that's me. I'm
Yummy.
about to share this right now.
Awesome, dude.
Get my people.
Hashtag Mad Meal Prep.
Hashtag
Oh,
Mad
this
Meal
is
Prep.
this is me right here. Oh, wow,
That's you,
that's so
man.
cool.
Your
I
Facebook,
look kind of funky with my. I'm gonna put this right here.
Facebook famous, my brother.
Yeah, let's do this. All right. Share now. Bam.
We're,
All right.
I appreciate you coming over and on a Monday night. Mondays are kind of busy for you, huh? Normally?
Tuesday, right?
Tuesdays?
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
I'm so used to doing podcasts on Monday nights that I'm like,
Mondays. Yeah, I probably couldn't do it on Mondays. Tuesdays are kind of busy. Yeah, but I can always make time for you guys.
Oh,
You know?
Appreciate it,
And it's
man.
just like you just coming and talking. You know, that's all it is. So.
that's what I tell people. I was talking to Jose last night. He was a little nervous when he got there.
Yeah.
And I shared a little bit on last night's podcast, but like many folks are kind of nervous about having this conversation in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's been guests where we've gone and like met with them before to like kind of like calm some nerves. And
Yeah.
that's what I tell them is that like, picture us having dinner together
Yeah.
and having just an authentic conversation, getting to know each other. I've never met you before.
Never. And I think that makes this
Oh, really?
more authentic.
Yeah, it
Don't
does.
you think this makes this better because we're getting to meet each other for the first time?
Correct.
And we'll be able to like click on ideas or you see. Yeah.
The people who tuned in last night, I'm going to say this again, but in those conversations, in those show meetings, I would walk away from those initial meetings, those coffee meetings or whatever, and think to myself like that would have been a great podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
But that's
Yeah.
almost impossible to replicate
Oh, yeah.
just because
Yeah.
people are so
Yeah.
worried about how people are perceiving them
Perceiving.
right now. Caitlin's staring at me. What's she thinking about? Something wrong with my nose?
What is she about to ask me?
My friends are watching me.
Yeah.
What if I freeze up?
How do
you
I
know?
look?
Yeah. Your ego.
Yeah, the ego gets in the
The
way.
ego. That's what it is.
The Recovery Lion's here tonight. So we just had a Res Hope
Yes,
meeting in this
yes.
room right here.
in
So,
this room in the hospital, the SoCo Gap
so
conference
we're at
room.
the Cherokee Hospital. My man Casey Cooper, former guest of the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's on one of the first shows
He's
too.
one of the
Yeah.
early episodes.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Awesome.
Yes.
Love them.
Offered this space to you guys to use for tonight.
And you know we cause Caitlin's an employee, so that's how we got a little bit of pull. So
Thanks, Caitlin.
You're
yeah,
welcome.
shout out to Caitlin.
Wow, she's pretty cool.
I've heard. So
we
I've been
had we had a good class though, didn't we?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, we talked about just the importance of, like you can. And perfect man to be sitting here right now to be able to talk about this with. Just the fact that you can use different ways to cope, like that's better than using substances, but are still not a good
Are you
way to
talking
cope,
about
like
foods?
eating
You talking
or
about
smoking,
food, sugars.
unhealthy
Yeah.
ways,
Yeah.
to cope, or because a lot of people, as soon as they get stressed out, first thing they want to do is go grab some ice cream or
yeah. 100%.
eat some fried chicken or smoke a cigarette,
chicken.
and
Smoke butt, pork butt.
or smoke butt.
I like how he threw the pork butt on it. The pork butt.
So, but we went over just how it's important to find out, healthier ways, and I know that for me, that's what it took along my whole fitness journey. Mad Meal Preps was played a huge role in me and transitioning to eating healthier foods.
Well, that's what's different about our group is we don't want to just see people get off substances. Obviously, that's the main thing we want to see happen. But then after that, we want to see them continue to grow and take care of themselves.
Right.
They say recovery is a lifestyle, but you guys are literally creating a lifestyle on this reservation.
Yeah.
And you guys had an amazing turnout for what it was. When I came in the room, the room was packed. I was like, what's going on here?
Am I in the
know.
wrong place?
Yeah.
in full disclosure, the first thing Matt said when he sat down is like, "What are you guys offering them to show up?"
Yeah, like, what's going on? Like, I thought it was the terms of their probation or something. Like, they had to come. But everybody
Coffee.
looked like they were in great moods. They were laughing. They were smiling. They were having a good time. And what's that? That's a drug in itself, being around your friends and family.
Positive connections.
Positive connections. Get that dopamine going with, in that social situation and talking. Yeah.
Creating
You
a
know,
sense of
Hope.
community.
We're dealing
That's
hope
what
is
it's
what
all
we're
about.
doing.
Yeah.
Everywhere where the picture's not taken, we've got a whole table full of coffee and donuts. No.
I don't see that
I'm just
anywhere.
joking.
I'd have had probably a couple of donuts.
I totally would
Yeah.
too. I totally would.
Oh yeah, I know we all would have.
Crushing donuts, baby. So what is Mad Meal Preps?
Mad Meal Preps, we're a food company. We do these little meals. What would you say when you think of like Mad Meal Preps? Because
Oh, good.
to me it's
Like
just
that.
it's so simple. It's just food, in containers, right? A healthier style of food in containers.
When I think of Mad Meal Prep, I think of convenience.
Yes.
I think of, especially for people that
Yes.
affordable,
yeah.
convenient, especially like I just said, being here at work, it's easy to grab my meal prep. And if I don't, I got Caleb McCoy. You better make sure you got your meal prep. And
It's definitely
not,
a healthier.
It doesn't have a whole lot of, for me, like carbs. It's something that I've always struggled with. So, and I just, at that time, I was like, I don't want just salads. But the salads that y'all make are off
Yeah.
the chain too. So, it's healthier.
It's a healthy alternative to
Yes.
the fast foods.
Fast foods.
Yeah, like you said, it's more convenient than having to cook your own meals, and we do it in bulk. So when I buy everything, I'm buying cases of meat, so I'm able to buy my stuff a whole lot cheaper than what you're paying for it. So I'm able to sell you that meal cheaper than what you could actually go to the store and buy it for. Yeah.
Yes, I'm telling you, we try to go to the store and buy, healthy, and I know from talking to you, like you get fresh produce.
Yeah, when it's in season.
Right, yeah. And then like we try to go to the store and get organic. We try to do this, and it I would save more money going out to eat by the amount of that we spend, and we might get a meal or two out of it,
Plus, it's a no-brainer, as far as like grabbing your meal, heating it up, and then going about your business. Whereas if you have to plan a meal, it's like, what am I going to fix? Then you got to get with Caleb and you got to say, Caleb, what do you want? He's like, I'm not real sure what I want. So it's on
And
you.
that's how it goes.
And you don't want to, you don't want to cook something he doesn't want.
And then who's cooking it? And then who's cleaning it up?
Exactly.
and-
Who's doing the dishes? Who's paying for it?
Yeah.
Right? Well, I bought last week, or yesterday.
Does this sound like conversations that go on?
Yeah.
at
Well,
home?
this is a typical conversation that goes on. So this is just a no-brainer. I'm gonna grab these preps. We do a 5-meal minimum. That way, we're able to sell in bulk at a lot cheaper rate because I cook everything in bulk, right? So whenever you buy those 5 meals, it's gonna last you. They're good for 7 days. So you're good over the course of a few days, substituting a meal with it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go to McDonald's
Yeah.
or Burger King, or you don't have to go cook your own, doing dishes and everything. Yeah, just
What-
a simple.
What inspired you to start this service?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a great story, and it's a hilarious story. So Dana and I, Dana Chris, my girlfriend, she helps me run this. So we decided we were going to start eating healthier. Okay, so I'm a Reddit guy.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why publicly, but I love it.
I couldn't even guess, but I'm sure there's something there.
It
I'm
involves,
sure there's something there. Yeah. all
it
right.
involves sports.
All right. So there's a subreddit called Meal Prep Sunday.
Okay.
All right. So I had ran across this subreddit, and it was super awesome. And what it is, people are cooking these meals on their day off, and they would cook in bulk, okay? And they were cooking for health. Why was it health reasons? But some people were like, hey, this meal only cost me $1 to make. And I was like, wow, it's, it was just so cool to see people doing this. A lot of people were meal prepping for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner the entire week. And saving them so much time and money over the course of the entire week. And we started meal prepping and doing this, and loved it. We had a good time planning the meals together and cooking the meals together, and then Dana started taking pictures of the meals and putting them on Facebook, right? And we were losing weight when we were doing this, and the food was delicious. We were doing, at the time, we're doing keto now, but at the time we were doing a calorie in, calorie out thing. So we were, sticking around a certain amount of calories, So Dana was taking pictures, and then we had people messaging us saying, hey, if you have any extra meals, would you sell me one? So I started thinking, wow, I was like, man, that would be cool. I was like, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll sell you a meal. And they were like, how much? And at the time, I think it was like $5. I just threw a number out there. I was like, $5. That sounds like a good deal, right? So we started selling. I was just doing a few, but we were actually making enough money that we were paying for our lunch and our dinner. And I thought I had it made. I was like, man, I have hacked the system. I'm eating for free. I'm eating healthy food. I'm losing weight. Like, this is awesome, right? And then my cousin, she started getting meals from us, Pooh Cooper, right? And she really loved the meals and had a few more people getting meals. I'm starting to do a lot of meals. And it was, so I'm putting money in my pocket.
How long ago was this, right?
This is about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm putting money in my pocket. Pooh comes by one day and says, how would you like to quit your job and do this full time? And when she said it, I could tell that she was serious. It wasn't like, hey, you ever thought about quitting your job and doing this? She was like, really like, would you quit your job and do this full time? And I was like, yeah.
What kind of work were you doing at the time?
I was working at Harris. Mm-hmm. I was in the valet department there. Dana and I both worked there, and there was some weird stuff going on in valet where they tried to outsource the department. Yeah, to a company out of Atlanta. So I wasn't, particularly in a position where I was comfortable at. I was trying to get out of there, So I was waiting. Anytime, a moment like this happened, I just capitalized on it. I was like, yep. It wasn't even a doubt in my mind.
Let's go.
Right? So
let's get it.
I said, yes. And she goes, I'm going to tell my friends, and they follow me. I was like, awesome. So sure enough, she made a post, and it just blew up.
Wow.
And I quit that same week. Yeah.
The first week you were selling
first
it
week.
officially.
I quit. I was going to make it happen. Nothing was going to stop me. I was going to make this happen. I wasn't scared at all. So, and this is out the house. Totally illegal. Right? You got to have,
running an operation.
Totally.
Yeah. No health department.
No.
The food hustler.
No. Everything was legit. I went and bought 2 stand-up freezers off Craigslist. Super legit.
Right,
For like
yeah.
$100 a piece.
In
Right.
a well-known
Didn't
neighborhood.
Didn't you get some stuff from Ted?
I got
When
some
they was
stuff.
cleaning the
I got
West
some
Pacific-
stuff from Ted, but it wasn't for the house. It was for the
Allegedly.
when we allegedly.
yeah,
It was for the new health
The new
department
kitchen?
approved the legal kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ended up not
Because you had got in
Yeah.
trouble, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So let me get into that. Oh, I'm going to tell you the whole story. I'm not holding anything back because it's a great story. So we're selling probably 150, 200 meals a week, right?
Wow.
Which is awesome. We got up to 300 one time out the house. We were doing consistently around 300 meals.
Wow.
That's crazy. Think
Yeah.
about that. They get like 1,500. I mean, that's crazy money, right? So we start getting too big, right? And I get a little paranoid, right? I'm just getting a little bit paranoid because we're getting
Because
too
you're
big.
running
I'm
dope
like,
out of the house.
yeah, yes. Like everybody's talking about it. Everybody's tagging me and stuff. And I was happy at first, and then reality sets in, and I'm like, this is so illegal. What am I doing? Like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta get legal because I'm afraid like that. I'm like Googling like what happens if you run an illegal, and people like talking about getting arrested. And there was this one lady who was selling shrimp, some kind of shrimp ceviche or something out the house, and she got arrested and fined. And I'm just like, these terrible things are going through my
And
mind.
your brother's
Matt,
police.
So you didn't want to be like sitting in jail or whatever
Nah,
and be like,
cooking for the
so
inmates.
what are you in here
Yeah.
for?
I'm like, let me show you. I'm about to whip you up something right now. Right? Yeah. So anyways, we start blowing up, and we're delivering. Like Dana's delivering the meals. I'm at home. I'm like the pusher, and she's my runner, right? She's delivering the meals, and I'm like, everything go good. Everything was cool. They didn't say
Now we
anything,
got
did they? Like, no,
conspiracy.
everything was fine. You know who we're delivering to, and I can't say no to these people. We're delivering to the
These
health
people.
department. We're delivering food to the health department
They're they're placing orders.
to like 4 different people every single week.
Dun.
Every single week, we're delivering food there.
That, my
right?
friend, is called job security.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
All right, so 8 months goes by, 9 months goes by, and there's some buzz, right? There's some buzz. The health inspector has kind of like noticed
You're on
what's
the,
going
you're on the
on,
radar.
and he was like, hey, he sent a mass email out to all the health department people there.
To the people who are buying food from you.
Yes, he said, quit buying these illegal meals.
Did he really?
Yes. Stop it. They're illegal, right? So every day I'm just looking out the window, waiting for like cop cars to roll up.
Picking
You
up the
know,
blind.
I am. I'm just super paranoid about what's going to happen. I'm like, when does this end? Right? Because what happens to a drug dealer? He ends up in prison. He doesn't go legit. He doesn't go legal. But I knew I had a legal pass anyways. So it goes on a little bit longer, and I was like, you know what? He sent these emails out, and then I had a health department person contact me who buys meals, says, I'm not going to say they, not he or
They.
she, they. They say, I'm still going to continue to buy meals from you, but I'm going to have to meet you somewhere
Oh
else.
gosh, behind
Yeah.
the alley,
Yes, yes.
off the grid.
So, yeah. So they continued to buy meals from us, and I told this person, if you hear anything else, just please let me know, And they said, sure. Yeah.
Before they show up.
That was my informant. They were like, they were letting me know. Yeah, they were letting me know what was going on, So, then I made plans. Okay, I said, this is working. This is definitely
And you're making
working.
enough money where you can like afford whatever.
Oh
the
man,
process.
so at this time, I'm making enough money and I'm saving my money. I'm saving my money, but it wasn't even about having the money to do this. It was about, what's it like, 80 or 90% of businesses fail within the first year, especially food businesses, right?
Restaurants open and close.
Dear Lord,
within 12
constantly.
Yeah.
So I'm a Google dude, so I Googled the stats and I was like, this ain't gonna work. I was like, let me see if this is consistent, and if it is consistent, then I will put the money into it, to do it. And it was super consistent.
It's like a bit like a smart businessman. You wanted to see that
Yeah.
it was sustainable
Yes.
long term before
Exactly.
you put yourself out there.
Oh man, yeah. When I do things, I like to think it through
Yeah.
a little bit. Sometimes I do stuff. I'm like, why did I do that? But anyways, I definitely thought this through because I didn't want to end up in financial trouble or just look like a loser, right? Especially coming out the casino because
Did
there's
you
so many
have-
people.
Did you have your money buried out in the front yard?
I didn't put it in the bank.
Hey,
Damn, I
I
shouldn't
know.
be saying stuff like this.
This is all hypothetical.
Allegedly.
This is all
Yeah.
hypothetical.
Allegedly.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
a book that I'm putting out. I'm actually an author. I'm not a chef or anything. I was talking about this book that I wrote, totally
Right.
fictional. So,
But if you're interested, visit Mad Meal Preps on Facebook.
yeah. Anyways, after this, I wrote this book. I started a business about doing meal preps.
Uh-huh.
All right, so then we took it. Okay, so I knew we had something, right? I knew we had something. So I had to find a spot, And, dude, where are you going to find a spot at, right? Where are you going to find a spot? Are
What'd
you
you,
going to have to rent like a storefront?
what'd you need? You
Like
need a full
super ex-
kitchen.
Yeah, you need a commercial kitchen or something. So Pooh Cooper, who's helped me start this, been so great to me. She's an entrepreneur. Her whole family's been entrepreneurs in the community, the Coopers. Yeah. She and her husband Todd Lancaster, they knew of someone who might have something that would suit me, and they got up with him, and I got up with this guy, and it was perfect. It was a commissary, and it was already like ready to go. I just had to buy like an oven and do some things, but my overhead was super low, and that was one of my things getting into it. I didn't want to get over my head as far as like bills and everything. Overhead, keep it super low. So, and one big factor getting into this was researching like what type of kitchen equipment that I needed. Like when I was checking your kitchen out, I was seeing what you guys had because I'm just wondering what people are using to cook with. A hood vent system. We looked into that. It's $12,000 for a hood vent system. and this isn't my building. I'm leasing this building
Right.
for 1 year, right? And the agreement is the landlord doesn't have to renew that after the year.
Right.
Like,
You're
whoa.
talking- you're
So
talking
you
about
didn't want
scary,
to put in
dude.
a whole lot of work.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
So there's no way I'm putting $12,000 in a hood vent system. Then you have to look at all the equipment, everything, right? It's crazy. So I started looking at how an electric setup, because with a hood vent, that's because you're using gas, right? And there's a suppression system in it. But with electric, and if you're cooking stuff that doesn't have grease in it, you don't have to worry about grease fires. So I looked at an electric setup, and I did a little Google on that. People were like, "You can't do this with electric.
You can't
setup.
run a commercial operation with
you
an
can't.
electrical
No,
system.
you
Yeah.
can't.
Unheard of.
Yeah, and I even asked the people, and they were like, "Oh, your electric bill is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be astronomical." But I was like, "Man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this my way." So after a little more research, I figured out how to cook certain stuff. I use we do the rice cookers, and we do pasta in them. We do the oats in them. Sometimes I even cook ground beef in them. They're just massive rice cookers, and they get so hot that you're able to cook.
Is it a
stuff
big
like that.
commercial rice cooker?
Yeah, I think it's a 1200 watt. It's a 64 cup, I believe. I've got 4 of those.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was because I was with the stovetop to boil water, like I didn't have anything like that, so I had to use, and I've got a big oven, super nice oven. That's where like all my money went, because that's like the heart of the kitchen is the oven.
It's something
And-
you could take with you if you do decide
Yes,
to.
and my refrigeration and freezer set up. That was essential. But when I got in, I got started with very minimum, basically just so the health inspector. And I did use a fridge from Ted that I bought for like $100.
Yeah, he was telling me about that.
Yeah, and it lasted like a month.
Really?
But
Oh.
it has nothing to do with Ted.
Better watch Ted. No, I'm just joking.
What happened was I had this thing in my garage and I was cleaning it because it used to be the old, what was the steakhouse?
Western Sizzling.
The West, yeah, and this was super old, but it was
Yeah.
it was a top of the line fridge at the time, but this thing is probably 30 years old. So I cleaned it out, super good, and I had plugged it in, and I didn't have power in my garage, and my garage is kind of far away from my house, so I ran an extension cord. So what happens is
blew
you're
it?
not getting that amp, you're not getting that right amperage, so it was slowly burning the compressor up.
Oh.
So when I did have it in, it worked for a little bit, and then the compressor ended up burning up. So nothing on you, Ted.
I love you, Ted.
Did you
golden.
have a history or like a passion for cooking previously? Was that like a hobby or
My
a
entire
skills-
life.
Okay.
My entire life, I've just
You want some more water? I want to go out. And
yeah,
grab a bite-
please.
Grab a,
Yeah.
Look at that.
Dang. You want some too, Rob?
No, man, I'm good. I'm good on this coffee over here.
That's what I need.
Yeah, so my entire life I've always loved to cook, but I've loved to cook for people. That's been my thing.
Yes.
And I love
That's so good.
I love
That's me.
cooking for people, and I love to get the reaction.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing. That's what feeds me. Not so much cooking for myself, and I like to eat it too, but just getting that reaction, like, man, that was good. It makes
Yeah.
me feel so good, like I'm
Yes.
helping. Like I'm needed, like I'm wanted. We all need that as humans, right?
Self-validation.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, throughout school, I did all the cooking classes I could possibly do. I even went to a culinary arts school.
No shit.
But it was a culinary arts school during high school. It was like you leave, you go to high school half the day, and then they bused me to this vocational school
Yeah.
where they taught culinary arts in it. Yeah, I didn't learn a lot there, but it was cool.
No.
Yeah. I got into a fight and got kicked out. I did. I got to a fight and I got kicked out, but it didn't stop my passion for cooking.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I knew after, doing that little schooling there that I didn't want to be a chef in a kitchen,
Right.
slaving away.
Right.
Like I was like, no, that's not how I enjoy it. I enjoy cooking for people and being around in that social area and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll just keep cooking for me, just doing my thing, cooking for my family and for my friends and stuff like that. That's all I needed. Right?
Still developing the skill set.
Yeah, developing a skill set, and that's just how it was going to be. Like I was just going to have to work a normal job, but this was going to be my hobby, passion, cooking, doing. And then I got into the meats. That's a manly type thing where you're smoking and stuff
Smoker,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, and then like I'm a super scientific Google dude, so I, looking at temperatures to bring it up to, and the tenderness and the science behind everything about it, and just doing a lot of research and trying to perfect it, and looking at like the barbecue pit masters and their secrets, and just watching all these YouTube videos and stuff like that, and bringing it all in. So I got pretty good at smoking meats, and so I was able to, when Dana and I started doing this, I had the skill set, right? And then I had the desire, and I had that need of wanting to, please people, wanting to be helpful, wanting to contribute, right? So that was there. And and I had the ability to, Google stuff and see if it was going to work. So I was able to put all those attributes together to come up with this.
And at the same time, it sounds like it also like provided a sense of meaning for yourself.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Like I look at, I'm 39 right now, and I've been doing this for 3 years. So I look at when I was 36 and younger, I look at like I was just a lost soul.
Yeah.
Right. Just super lost dude. Like, what am I gonna do?
Just going
like
through the
I felt
motions.
like I had, the potential to do something, to be something in life, but there was just nothing there that I was just really fitting in with. Like I was working at Harris, and it's just like it's not really set up for people that are motivated and kind of like go getters, and they you have to, they try to mold you, they want to control you. So I needed to do something that I could do on my own. Yeah, that's
Kinda
how I
tap
felt.
into a creativity
Exactly.
element where
Oh,
you're like,
man.
your mind is like,
Oh my God! So
has an idea, and then you like
Yeah.
see it to fruition, and then
Yeah.
you get the feedback from the community that says, Matt,
yeah,
that was a dope ass meal, or Matt,
Yeah.
that veggie burger was, like you get that feedback.
oh, I love it. Yeah, because I agree. Yeah, yeah, I agree. So, and it is like you've got elements to this creative process as far as like, and I look at it like a process. Like when I sit down or Dana and I sit down and we're coming up with the meals, right? It's a process. You're being creative. You coming up with you're looking at multiple different recipes, finding what you want to do, and taking elements from those that you like the best, and adding, putting those together, and then you're looking for the best quality ingredients, right? And then you're figuring out, bulk cooking, for how many people, 'cause
yeah, that's hard.
oh yeah. So when
trying
I'm cooking for 100 people, I have to, the recipe is for 4
Yeah.
that I see, but I'm not using that recipe. I'm using elements of different recipes. So I have to be able to scale it up,
Right.
and that's an art.
Yeah.
Just the calculation process.
It really is.
Calculating how much food you need. And because it's not like you can buy a case of turkeys, that's 40 pounds. You don't get 40 pounds of meat off that.
Yeah.
14-pound turkey, you might get 7 pounds of meat.
Right.
And then you have to break down all that stuff into every single meal. If we're doing 5 or 6 meals, it can be tough. But I caught the hang of it right away, and Dana will tell you that I can hit stuff to like a boom, like literally. We did 50 meals. That was the 50th meal out of food. That was it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And the
Because that would
beauty,
be so hard to do.
the beauty of it is that like the original intention was to take the original action that you took was to better yourself, right?
Mhm.
It was,
Oh,
It
yeah.
was based around
It was
like,
about
changing your lifestyle.
It was about losing weight.
Mm-hmm.
It was about being healthier. Yeah.
And then here you are
Mhm.
giving that,
Yes.
offering that service to the community
Oh,
at an
it's awesome.
affordable cost,
Yeah.
a healthy meal. And like so many of these conversations that we've had even on this podcast is that when we talk about like nutrition and eating healthy and doing those things, is that like the number one thing is it's not affordable.
Yeah.
You get a 99-cent Whopper
Oh, yeah.
and compare it to
Yeah.
a $7 salad, right?
Yeah.
And like how does the average median income household afford to
You
eat
can't.
this way?
You can't.
And I was talking to my I've never ordered food from you, but I was checking out your menu yesterday because I was talking to Lori Clancy at school, and I was telling her that you were coming on because Lori was like, I really enjoyed that podcast with Tom Shanahan. He was talking about the nutritional aspect to that, and it's not something that we tend to talk about in many of the recovery circles. And Tom's so dead on with like the whole meeting thing and smoking and coffee and the donuts and the whole like everything that's kind of in the typical like quote unquote like recovery circles and like expectations of recovery. And then I was like, well, Lori, like check out Matt's food. And I just pulled up the pictures on your thing. And then I looked at your menu, and it's like it's not like you're just offering like, okay, this week we're gonna have turkey and da 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 da. It's like you got 5-6 options.
Oh, I know.
Every week.
Yeah.
And it's a variety.
It's good. It's like he uses seasoning like different, like it's not just because what I noticed what you said was like you didn't want to be just a chef in a kitchen working somewhere, and I've worked in a lot of kitchens where I've seen that. I've seen the head chef or has went to school can really really cook, but they don't ever get to express that because they're cooking commercial bland regular food. Half the time it might be out of a box or doesn't really get to shine and show what they do, but just the fact.
So when you guys come in to pick your meals up, that's an awesome part for me.
Oh, I love it.
Oh
That's
man,
what
it's
I
so
was about
cool because I get to
'cause-
talk to every single person who buys these meals, and my customers are regular customers. They literally come back every single week, reoccurring. So they say, hey, that hamburger steak last week was amazing. And I'm like, thanks, appreciate that. It feels so good to hear that. And like your chefs that are in the kitchen, they don't
They
get
don't ever
that.
get.
They don't
I
get
mean,
that.
very rarely.
They
I've
can't
seen.
be happy,
Right. Then you can just tell they're not happy with the food that they're serving.
Yeah.
They're having to serve.
And like.
But then we get to walk in and talk to you about those things. And not only, I mean, I just like coming in there and just having good conversation. With
Man, I do too. I look forward to coming in there, just cutting it up with Mate and talking about different things.
Oh man, I enjoy you guys coming in so much. Yeah, it's so awesome.
Did we get to talk about how Matt supported us on Oklahoma?
No,
Not yet. No,
Is that something you got coming? Okay.
It was on my mind. I wanted, now that, because you were kind of talking about that interaction with the customer, for those tuning in who aren't familiar with your business, what is the process like?
Oh,
how do they place their orders?
Okay, so this is a really cool, unique way of doing it. We don't have like a physical storefront. I have a kitchen that I cook out of, and I have a place where you come pick the meals up. But we do everything on social media, on Facebook.
And you deliver.
And we deliver, and we deliver.
Some.
Yeah.
Ish.
I noticed when I did that survey for you, use that Google Docs form. That's what my menu is. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it
technology.
so cool?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's so cool. Like, who would have thought that someone could set up a food business on Facebook using a Facebook group? We have over 2,000 members in the group. And throw together a quick little Google Docs form with the menu, with the little multiple selections. And it does this. You have the Excel spreadsheet that it. So it shoots everything out in Excel spreadsheet. I have like a 60 or a 55-inch TV at the kitchen.
Oh no way.
I don't know if you see. Yeah, you see those pictures.
Yeah.
So I put my spreadsheet on that so I can look and see all the names.
I already got
right?
27 turkeys.
Oh, man.
Yes,
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's
you can
good.
highlight the columns and
Yeah.
it'll show me the
Oh,
the totals.
You showed it to me. That
Yeah,
big
and then it'll
thing.
show like the special orders that I have. Yeah, it's just
That's so cool.
it's a really really easy way to do it. Before we were having to write everything down, dude.
Phone calls and messages.
Phone call messages, and then Facebook people would leave comments, their orders in the comments.
Yeah, and that leaves room for error. You skip
Oh, my
over
God.
one or you miss one, and then they show up to get their food. And you're
People
like,
would put the comments under different weird stuff like
Yeah.
last week's menu
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, and it was a headache. This way, this keeps it all, there. It's on the spreadsheet. Now, some people will call me, and what I'll do is I'll just hop on mine.
and add it to the list.
Yeah.
So it's on the list.
It's on the
regardless.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, I got to dig this out of a message.
Yeah.
No, it's there.
And you're efficient with like setting it up. Like, all right, guys, you got to get your orders in by
Yeah.
whatever time. I see those posts. So what's the process? There's a Google Docs form. They go on.
Facebook.
When do you post the menu, and then when is it?
So it's Facebook. Mad Meal Preps is the group. There's a group. There's actually a business page too, but we use the group. We post the menu on Thursdays, right? You have until Monday morning.
9 o'clock.
9:30 a.m. to get your order in. And then before I was driving to Asheville on Saturdays, and I was going to the farmer's market and picking up all my vegetables and going to Sam's, and I had a membership and buying all my meat in bulk and stuff like that. But now I actually have a food purveyor, Cheney Brothers, and its quality of meat's a lot better. I mean, it's cheaper.
And it makes it's more efficient.
And I don't have to drive to Asheville.
Yeah.
Even I did like driving to
That's what I was
Asheville.
going to say. I bet that was a treat for you, though. Going to
Yeah.
the farmer's market and stuff.
Yeah, for
How
the
did you
first
like
2
that?
years, Caleb, it was fine. And then I got tired, and then when it got to the point where I wasn't excited to eat lunch anymore in Asheville, when I was driving
Yeah.
straight home, I was like, all right, this is it.
Well, plus your weekends toast. Your
Yeah.
Saturdays are
But
tied
yeah,
up.
what am I gonna do anyways? You know, ain't nothing to do.
You know how many times I've picked up my phone and I've called Caleb or texted him like, "Did you order our meals?
Yeah.
I hope you got on there and ordered our meals."
Hey, so we're gonna do we're gonna raise some money for Caleb. We did that pause thing,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a bowl, and we're gonna have to sit down with you and Caitlin and
The
come
Hope-
up.
Hope
We're on
Bowl.
Rez Hope Bowl.
Yeah, so we gotta come up with the ingredients for that bowl. We're gonna do steel cut oats, and we'll have like whatever you want to do, blueberries or apples or whatever.
That's my favorite too. Is the breakfast.
Yeah.
I do too. I love him. I a lot of times I eat breakfast for the lunch and dinners.
Yeah.
We're doing
Oh,
that for the
that's so
Pacific Coast Highway
cool.
for the fundraiser.
Kick ass.
Yeah,
Did I know about this?
I told you a while back. Yeah,
Oh, I'm down. This is awesome. I
Yeah,
tell
so
you what,
we got to get up one day and come up with a
signature
with
bowl.
a signature bowl. Yeah, Rose Hope
Mhm.
Bowl.
Let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the menu and what that process is like. Because, like, I mean, that in itself, like, from setting the menu on Thursday to when do you start cooking the food?
Oh yeah, that's what I was.
Sunday.
So you start cooking the
'Cause
food on
Yeah.
Sunday.
You put pictures and stuff up, like
Yeah,
like
while I'm cooking.
showing what he's cooking.
Yeah,
It's
so
like, oh gosh.
so like I said, I started with that oven, and then I had an electric smoker, and then I've got the rice cookers, and then there was a state law that was passed last year that allows restaurants to use grills / smokers outside their facilities.
Okay.
I didn't know that was going to happen, but it was just destiny, right? It was just right up my alley. So what I did is I got online. I'm looking for a smoker, and I found an awesome smoker, and I drove 8 hours to Norfolk, Virginia, picked it up in my 2001 Chevy Silverado with 325,000 miles on it.
Oh wow.
Went out there and drove it all the way back.
Praying the
This
whole
big
time.
800-pound smoker. Drove it back, and that's what I use to cook a lot of my meats on. I do the briskets, the chuck rolls, the pulled pork. I did the turkey breast last week, the pork loins, the pork tenderloins, chicken thighs, chicken breasts. A lot of different meats. Anything you want to impart that smoke flavor in, we use a smoker with.
Man, I'm hungry right
I
now.
know.
So that's like, to me, that's like, I feel like not a chef, but like a pit master.
There you go.
You know, I
The
want to
pit
be.
king.
I want to be a pit master because that's what I think we really specialize in. Are these awesome quality smoked meats? And you'll ask anyone who buys a brisket or buys a pork butt, man, they'll say this is the best I've ever had. And I don't know if they're saying that just because what makes
I've
me
seen
feel
the
good.
comments.
I
seen
feel
it.
like they're.
Yeah.
I feel like they're being honest.
Maybe
about
you
it.
might throw a little extra in my bowls next week.
Oh, is that what? They just want extra food. Yeah, they're like, that's the best I ever had.
What I thought was awesome, is just how you get to do your manly thing, but
Yeah.
then you're in cohedes with Dana in this, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that you
Well,
do the
all right.
planning, like
Mhm.
cooking, and that's awesome.
Caitlin's all about getting some Dana
Okay.
on here now.
So Dana has started today. She made the announcement. She has started a sugar-free sweet business within
Ooh.
the Mad Meal Preps.
Really?
Under the canopy,
Branding.
the umbrella.
Yeah, uh-huh.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Inside it.
So
She
she's branching
okay.
off.
So we've been on that keto
Yeah.
for the past 8 months, right? And Dana didn't need to lose weight, but she lost weight. She looks amazing.
She looks amazing.
She looks so
girl.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
And I've lost a little weight,
You look amazing. You
Right?
post a lot.
right?
How much have you
Yes.
lost? You look
A
amazing.
few
man.
pounds. I'm not gonna
pounds.
throw the number out there. I lost a few pounds. I feel real good though. So, anyways, we
Wait, let me ask.
go ahead.
would we be able to go lower taking pictures
all right.
now?
It depends on what kind of shirt I'm wearing. You know. Yeah.
It used to only be chest up.
Yeah. I still got the belly though.
No, you look great, Matt.
All right, thanks.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
So we.
Dana's smashing that love button on there right now.
Is she?
Yeah.
Hey Dana, what's up? All right, so we were missing like a good sweet. You know, that's one thing you miss on the keto diet, right? And I don't know if you're familiar with those Russell Stover sugar-free candies.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Dude, you eat like 2 of them, they jack your stomach up though,
Really?
right? They jack me up. They jack everyone that I know has had like 2 or 3. It's got maltol in it or something, causes like real bad gas and bloating, right?
Caitlin don't need none of that then.
Oh snap! All right, so
That's funny.
so she found a recipe. This has been about, I guess, probably about 7 months ago that she's been doing it for, maybe 8 months. She uses Swerve, which is it's a sugar-free thing. It doesn't do anything with your insulin or blood sugar levels. It's great for diabetics. And it's the most, to me, and I think to a lot of people too. It tastes similar to sugar, and it doesn't have any kind of aftertaste. So she uses 100% unsweetened chocolate. She uses sugar-free peanut butter and this Swerve, and she makes these amazing peanut butter chocolate balls. Yeah, and they're so good, and they're sugar-free. So we had been eating them for the past, and I'd eat a bunch, you know. I would knock them out, and I was still losing weight.
That's my
Really?
that's what
Yeah.
I've been going through. Honestly, Matt, it's like I just get a sweet tooth. I don't know
Yeah,
where it's been
know.
coming from.
I
And
know.
then
I have been.
I do
have been
really,
too.
really, really good eating. I mean, everywhere else, but then
Yeah.
it's like I crave.
Yeah. Well,
sweetness.
this would be
But then
perfect
that
for
would
you
be-
because
yeah.
like I'll have let's see, my kids came in for 3 weeks, and you know they've got candy everywhere.
Yeah.
Coming out the wazoo, right everywhere. They got candy. So I'm like, let me try this. I wasn't feeling it. I would rather have the chocolate she makes compared to that one. It just tastes so much better. The quality's better.
I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah. So,
So where can we
we're
find
gonna put it.
these?
We're gonna put it on the menu next week. She was actually at the kitchen this morning making them. Yeah, so they're going on the menu next week. Yeah.
Well, we'll get some when we get back.
How many calories are they?
When you guys, you know what? We have to figure that out. They're sugar free, for sure. They have peanut butter in them.
Protein.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to figure the calories out.
So they're probably not a lot though, are they?
No. I would probably say maybe each one's maybe 50 calories.
I'll be
I'd
smashing
say it'd
some of
probably
them.
be,
If
enough
that.
to take care of your sweet cravings.
yeah.
Oh, it does. 100%. Yeah, I'll eat like 3 or 4 of them and just be good. And it just totally just gets rid of that sweet tooth.
You did good, Dana.
Yeah. Great job, Dana. Yeah, I'm really proud of her. Yeah, she's really like super motivated about this. She's got a lot of different ideas for like, she did an almond joy one. You know, she used the unsweetened coconut, and I'm telling you, it's insane. And she did one before. She used it was the chocolate with the caramel, with the sugar-free caramel, and the sea salt on it. Oh, crazy good.
Macadamia nuts.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's so many
Gosh,
different possibilities.
So the next
Yeah.
podcast that we do, we're gonna have to bring a few items. and check
Yes.
this out.
Have them
Yeah.
on the little
I was
finger
actually-
foods here.
Yeah,
I was
let's-
actually just thinking as we were like talking and hearing you talk earlier tonight at the Res Hope event, talking about like future things. You know, we got a Super Bowl coming up, right?
Yes.
We might need to do a little mad meal prep.
You want to do some chicken? You want to do some chicken wings or something? Yeah, we. Oh yeah,
man.
Like
Or
every,
even
have
some
a
like
party.
kebabs.
dude, I'd love to have the big chicken wing party.
Yeah, like
Oh.
We
Kebabs.
should.
Kebabs don't go together with Super Bowl.
Oh.
Get out of here,
have a nice, like,
Girl.
Get out of here.
girl.
a nice recovery-friendly Super Bowl party somewhere. You know? and
Yeah,
have
man. We should do that. When is that? Is the first Sunday of
First Sunday
February?
of February. Y'all be back by then, won't you?
Yep. February 3rd then?
Bouncing some ideas out. We should continue this conversation.
Hey, yeah.
So when is Super Bowl's on Sunday, right?
Sunday.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
the first Sunday in February.
That's a terrible day for me, but
Is it?
I'll make it work.
Awesome.
All right,
bro.
man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you do that too. You make it
Yeah,
work.
they're gonna hold me to this. They're
'Cause
gonna send me video clips
got-
of me saying that.
I
Like,
got-
I'll make it work.
I got the
Playing
audio.
it back.
That's right.
We'll make it mean.
So what influences your menu, and like how do you come up with these recipes, and like what is that process like? Is like experimentation, and like when you're introducing something new, when you come up with a new idea, like where do you start?
Start from Google, man.
Yeah.
Just straight up. I'll figure out. I'll see like maybe a YouTube clip of something that someone's doing, and just kind of run from it from there, and just look at different ideas and just kind of incorporate it and mold it to how it works into our meals and to how I'm able to prepare that with the equipment that I have, you know. So yeah, Dana and I'll sit down and be like, okay, I seen this last week, you know, and she'll shoot me ideas. I seen this, and I just make it work, you know, because I know.
Make it work.
Yeah, make it work.
Make
man.
it work.
That should be a slogan, man.
Yeah.
Perhaps we make it work. I don't know. Man.
Or your next rap song.
Next rap song.
Make
we're
it
getting there.
work.
That sounds like a 90s song, though. Make it work.
I was
Right?
talking to Jama. Yeah,
CNC Music Factory.
I was talking to Jama Saturday at the games, NASA,
Yeah.
and he was talking about how he
creeping
always.
on me.
I guess y'all.
Was Jamie creeping on you?
They were.
They was creeping on you?
Oh yeah, she was over smashing some nachos, right?
Oh,
and me and Jay was on the other side of the court, zooming in, doing the video
Yeah.
of her.
Yeah. You got to get off them nachos, girl.
I ate two, and then I
Then
turned
she
and
said them
looked.
down. Yeah, she seen us looking at her. She called us.
So what was Jamie talking about?
Jamie was just talking about how I was talking. I
We
was
sponsored him during that transformation thing that he does. That
Yeah.
dude's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Man, he's a beast, right?
Happy birthday,
My
Jama.
God.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jama.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, he was because I was
Man.
talking about getting trimming up a little bit, and he was talking about using your meals for.
Hey, he knows like how to do it.
Yeah.
But he knows from the scientific way, like you
Yeah.
know, the fats and the hormones
Yeah.
and transporting that, you know, all those different, you know, testosterone and everything through your body. Yeah,
he's a
and the recovery and everything. Like he's got it down to a science, for sure. If you want to get fit, go see that dude.
Yeah.
Right? If
Yeah.
you're serious about it. Hey, I'm not knocking Ginger Lynn, but some of them dudes, some of them trainers, I know back in the day, you know what I mean? You walk through Ginger Lynn back in the day, you're like, that dude ain't training me. You know, I'm going to go see Jama. No, Jama was a trainer.
Yeah, I was
there.
about to
was.
say
He
it.
was
That's
the
when
head
he started.
trainer.
Yeah, he
there,
was a
yeah.
trainer. Yeah, he started there. Then he, then he
Yeah.
bounced over there. Actually did like a couple workouts with him, like way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty. He's a
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah,
He
for
is.
sure.
Yeah, so we sponsored him on that transformation thing, and yeah, man, he did a little blog about it. It was super cool.
Sponsored me too.
Yeah.
He sent a cooler
Yeah.
full out to
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
That's what I
Alabama and
said when
Tennessee.
he,
wasn't
when he
it?
said, "I'll make it work." He made it work.
I wish we could have did more. It's just so hard.
Man, it was enough. It was
just
enough.
so hard,
man.
you know.
Well, go ahead and like reset
Transporting.
and tell that story. Tell what how
So
that
what
happened.
bef-
What happened?
Didn't you
Well, how
run?
did-
Didn't you run somewhere?
How did
Wasn't he
we-
running somewhere? Where'd
How
he
did
go
we
to?
even get
He was
started?
in Murphy.
Nah,
'cause I saw-
yeah, I just say
Yes.
Oh,
He ran
where did
somewhere like real far
So
away.
how are
I
we
don't
going
know.
to we're going to have to figure out how we're going
He
to
ran like 2
make it
miles.
work Pacific
God.
Coast Highway next year,
We
but
gotta
or this
make
year.
it work. Developing
We're
a
gonna have to
meal.
bring them with us.
I'm just gonna give you. I'm just giving you money
Be our
next time.
nutrition- Yeah.
I'm just giving you money and letting someone else cook for you.
How do we even get started? You know, I reached
Yeah.
out to you.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing.
Oh man, so this is a good story. This is good because it gets kind of deep here. You did reach out to me. I was a little skeptical. I'm a skeptical dude, man. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I grew up in a urban area with a lot of slick dudes, you know, like street dudes.
Right.
So I had to watch out because people were always on the prowl.
Yeah.
You know, they're always trying to get you on.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it's like that in the country too.
Right.
Yeah.
On the res.
Yeah, it's got to be like that on the res,
Yeah.
right? So
It can
you know,
be.
I was watching you, you know. But
I don't even remember what I say to you. How do we even get started?
sent me a message on Facebook. You were like, damn, what was it? I forget.
Told you I was doing some training
you
or
were-
looking
yeah.
for some kind of
Yeah, you were training and I forget
nutrition.
How. Yeah, just trying to get some meals.
Yeah.
yeah,
Trying to hustle up some meals.
yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. You want some meals? All right, you got food.
$6 a meal, son.
You got some meals over here. I hooked him up.
Here's my
I
Google
hooked him
Doc.
up.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I hooked him up because he's trying to get some food. He's trying to eat right. You know, he came in. We were talking. He's talking about running and you know what he was doing. And I was like, man, this dude's doing this too fast. Like, you know, one thing I look at is, you know, especially from someone recovering, going into something that you were doing, you were doing something that you were bringing in like you were on this momentum thing, you know, you're on this high.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not realistic to stay on that. Sometimes you need to come in on a ground level and get into a more realistic, you know, like a steady job, you know,
Yeah.
get married, have kids, you know.
Well, we ain't gonna go there, but yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I don't know if he's doing this right. You know, I think he might be setting himself up for
You
failure.
know how many times I heard that?
Every single person he talks to tells him that.
Really? Yes, but as I continued to talk to you and see what you were doing, you were actually, you're still doing big things and you're still carrying a momentum. And yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to succeed in anything you do because you have that desire and that passion, and you know you're a smart guy and you know how to use it. You know how to talk to people. You're not scared to reach out and bring in different channels, bring in different people in. How did you reach out to Steven? How did that work?
Steve reached out to me.
You know, oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We made it work.
so you went from doing that to the podcast to the Res Hope to this several different things, yeah. And you'll keep that momentum going because you're smart, you're good with people, and you know what you're doing. Now, if you take a normal person, it's just not going to work, right?
Uncommon amongst uncommon,
Yeah.
Goggins says.
Yeah. A normal person couldn't keep up with that, but you're not normal, especially when you ran out
Appreciate
to
that.
freaking Oklahoma. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that just, yeah. People would message me, you know, and say, hey, I seen Caleb tagging you and stuff, and I'm just letting you know he's tried to quit before it didn't work, you know. And I was just like, man, these
This is
haters.
good. This is good.
Yeah, these are some haters, but you know, you did it, you know. And how do you think people feel right now? Like those skeptical people. Do you ever have people say, "I didn't think you were going to be able to do Caleb"?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still too early to say, but you've gone past that.
We've
You
had
know.
a lot of people reach out.
Come and
Yeah.
say I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
I didn't
like
believe in
you, or
you.
I attacked you because I didn't think what you was say. You was about what you was talking about.
Yeah, because I knew I knew
Yeah,
you
yeah.
from the past.
or
I've
they've
seen
seen
you in
their
a
own
bad way.
children, you know, going through it,
Yeah.
and
Reaching
you
out
know,
to us
just-
like I need you to talk to my son or daughter. You know, somebody that's attacked us or something.
So do you think when these people they didn't have faith in you to begin with? To me, that's weird because I try to give everyone like that. You know, I hope they do it. But there's a lot of people in this area that don't hope you do it, that want to see you fail. You think that's because they're not happy in their life and
Yeah, absolutely.
they're in a negative place?
I think that's a good metaphor for the overall process of recovery, and the fact that we have, with so many relationships, so many people in our lives, friends, family members, co-workers, bosses, we have broken that trust.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so a part of that process is, for me, a part of the process is asking for forgiveness.
Yeah.
And offering forgiveness, whether the person who I'm offering it to wants me to forgive them or not, offering that truly out of my heart, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm living by those spiritual principles, if I'm living by those ethical standards that I hold for myself, that I know to be true for myself, then I'm going to continue that momentum that you spoke of.
Yeah.
In that shift in lifestyle, right?
Mhm.
And so, like, by you having that perseverance and that steadfastness, that regardless of the feedback that
Yeah.
people were giving, because I got some of that similar feedback too when we started this podcast. You know,
Were
were
people
just-
reaching out to you like, "Hey, Caleb's trying to get you
yeah,
on.
Yeah, like
What
watch
did you
watch
say?
your equipment.
What did you say?
right, for real.
Let's go in with the pawn shop.
Better
Yeah.
Check your pawn."
For real.
But
You must
like-
have heard something like that before.
But like
Nah.
he, and I trust my intuition. I trust myself. And so, like, over a year and a half ago, in September of like 17, I saw him speak at the Cherokee Recovery Rally, tell his story. Early recovery. He was a few months into recovery. And I saw him speak. And at the same time, I was having these ideas in my head about doing something different and having starting a podcast because I wanted to have an outlet
Yeah.
outside of like my little recovery circles that I had. And I wanted my cast, my group on this show to be diverse. It's important for me to have to represent a diverse population.
Yeah.
Right. And I saw him speak. And so just like he contacted you, I shot him a message and I said, hey, I'm thinking about starting this podcast. Would you be interested in collaborating with me on it?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, let's meet. We had a meeting and it was an authentic conversation, right? And I felt the sincerity in the conversation and our ideas and our viewpoints aligned in kind of like what we wanted to do, even though like our kind of spiritual principles and ideas and like the way that we have defined our recovery differs. There's value in that, right?
Oh, yeah.
He walks a different path than I do.
Yeah.
But collectively, we can like create something that's magical, right? And so like,
I love you, brother.
yeah, I love you too, bro. And so like, in that process, like even though, you know, occasionally I would hear something, like someone would say something like, are you sure you know what you're getting yourself into? And all this, you know, it's like, yes.
So much
know,
skepticism.
yes, some skepticism would come up. And it wasn't like bashing. I wouldn't even say it was hating, but it was questionable comments. Like questioning, people would, you know, say that. Questionable viewpoints. Like, are you sure do you really want to go down that road? You know? I trusted myself. I trusted the relationship that we were cultivating together. In that, like, I'm holding myself to an ethical standard. I'm true to my word. I do what I say what I do. And collectively we're able to like make something that is, you know, fun, magical. Like we're kind of like bridging these communities together, these different circles, different walks of life, and like some pretty dope ass shit's come out of it.
Yeah.
46 podcasts later.
Yeah, that's
right?
awesome.
So
Yeah.
Like,
Getting ready to go to the Pacific Coast.
going to the Pacific
That's so
Coast,
cool.
like I met my girlfriend through you guys.
You got the
You know
sweet
what I mean?
setup.
Like-
You got the same setup as,
Yeah.
as Joe Rogan has.
We have the same
We
setup
talked about that
Joe
earlier.
Rogan has, right?
That's so cool.
That was funded
Yeah.
by our
The
audience.
same mics, the same processor.
Right? So we're
So
obviously
cool.
doing something that people want to hear. People see valuable in that. They believed in us, friends, family members, to the point where they were willing to like financially contribute to us continuing this. So it's like it's a beautiful thing, man.
And
like,
I know podcasts have like really opened my mind up so much to just thinking outside the box and not being stuck in just mundane stuff.
Yeah.
what it's done for me.
Routine, same thing,
Yeah.
you know.
What it's done for me is something that like I think needs to be taught more in schools, specifically like middle schools and high schools, and that's critical thinking skills. Because like me and you can sit down and have a conversation we've never met before, and we can come up with these ideas that I
Yeah.
never would have thought of sitting at my desk
Yeah.
at home reading
And
a
have
book,
a fluid conversation and just back and forth.
and allow it to evolve into
Yeah.
something that's
Well, I mean, because you think about it, we live in a society of comments. Like people
Yeah.
just, you know, on social media.
Faceless comments.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't have that gift of being able to
Yeah.
sit down and carry on an intimate conversation.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's kind of going away with social media.
But
Yeah.
at the
That's
same
for
time,
sure.
everyone's got a podcast now too.
Yeah.
There's like millions.
Yeah,
upon
there are a
millions.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of people.
So what's next for Mad Meal Pros, man? What's on the horizon?
Dude,
Some pretty.
We have we're opening a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the building. It's by the CrossFit. There. It's by Neighbors. It's in the Foreigner Strip Mall, and we're going to do a hotline style Chipotle type thing, to where the food's cooked, it's ready to roll, and you'll get your smoked meats over like white rice, brown rice, salad, sweet potato.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Yeah, and we'll have the sauces, guacamole, and just roasted vegetables. That's going to be a healthy, hot, fast, super high quality food at a very reasonable price. and we're trying to take over.
So when you're cooking your food,
There you go. That's what's up.
will it be a lot of the same like items? So
Yes. Oh yeah.
So you're cooking
So
everything.
we're still going to do the meal prep stuff,
Mhm.
and so it's going to be the stuff that we're cooking, but it's just going to be a hotline style. So you'll be able to come in, you'll get it hot, you'll be able to get it with different sauces.
So really taking convenience to another level for
Yes.
those who might not get their order in.
Like for your experience, yes. So let's say you work in Bryson City, or you're a visitor. We have
Vacation
a
in.
ton of visitors that come
Yes.
to Bryson City. It's amazing. It's so many. So when you come in, by the time you're in, and when you're sitting down or leaving, you're going to be in there just a couple minutes, just a few minutes. It's going to be so fast, so convenient. I'm a big fan of Chipotle and how they have it set up. And literally every time I went to Chipotle in Asheville, it was. Do you like Chipotle?
We've ate at Chipotle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It was
mean,
good.
you get
It
in,
was
and
good.
it's like your salad, your rice, your meat, bam, 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 and you're sitting down eating your food just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love how that's set up. So it's gonna be a Southern style, healthier Chipotle.
So y'all gonna blow up in the summertime
hope
with all
so.
those
Oh,
tourists and
man.
Oh,
stuff?
what about when the Polar Express is going on?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, that's
Dana's
going to
gonna be making some sugar-free
Oh yeah, should be
peanut butter
pump-
balls.
pumping out
So
those
Ted
sweets.
gave me some numbers the other day, and I don't quote me on this, but it was like 3 years ago they had 60,000 people coming through on the Polar Express.
Mhm.
This year they had 117,000.
Oh, I believe it, dude. I
Come through
believe
Bryson,
it.
man.
There's so many people in Bryson. We've got some awesome restaurants too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they stay packed. Barry at the filling station, he stays packed.
So is this gonna be like a just a lunch thing or
Well,
dinner too, or how's
we're looking at lunch right now. We're looking at like a 10 to 2 type thing.
Right.
But we'll just see. We'll just whatever direction the public takes us or what we
the
see.
demand?
Yeah, we'll
grows?
just kind of move with it. Like I'm never set in stone
Yeah.
on anything.
Right.
Nothing in my life at all. I just let it kind of move and change. Yeah, so I'm really excited. about
I'm
this.
really excited.
And I'm
about
the
this.
type of guy. I kind of got a little complacent with the meal preps.
Yeah.
It's too easy. I work like 2 days a week.
How many,
How many people you
How many meals
serving?
you popping out a week?
Dude, we do like 150 for the Meals on Wheels, and then we could do 300-400 meals for regular customers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Meals
mean,
on Wheels is like a catering type for businesses.
no, we do. Yeah, no, we do for the Swain County.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like
so
a
Swain
state,
County turned
it's a
around.
state-funded
Got it.
contract.
The the county you were doing the behind the scenes cooking for in the
Yeah.
beginning then
Yeah.
has turned around and hired you.
Yeah, the health department actually contacted me to see if I'd be interested in doing meals for them.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, which is
Full
really
circle.
cool.
that's
Yeah.
around 450 meals a week.
And I'm
county
actually, and I didn't tell, and I didn't tell you like about getting into trouble. We got a letter. I'm gonna say his name just because he's my boy, Chuck Reagan. He at the time he was the Swain County Health Department. We got a letter from him, and he was like, "Look, dude, you got to quit." It was an official letter, like this is your warning, right? I got
Going down.
Chuck's in my contact list on my friends, and I call him all the time for advice on stuff. He's a great dude, super good guy. And they understood. They seen what I was trying to do, and know that everything's legit. Now we got 100 on our last sanitation score, which is pretty hard to do.
Nice.
And that's by a very tough health inspector, one of the toughest around. We got 100. So
Most of the ones I see just in the restaurants in my passings, mostly in Jackson County, I always see like 96, 97.
Yeah.
Very rarely do
Yeah.
you see 100.
yeah, it's tough to get 100. Yeah, it's hard.
Didn't you just do a wedding? Like,
Oh yeah, we
Okay.
did. We didn't actually. It was a pickup type thing, but we're starting to do a little more catering, because we can cater large events like 50, 100 people, 150 people. We can do it at a really reasonable price. Just by the way, oh yeah, that's
No.
We're getting married in April.
dude,
Might
congratulations.
have some
Yeah.
smoked butts up there.
Yeah, how
Some
many
smoke
people?
butts.
How many people are you gonna have?
I
what do you
don't
think?
know.
He hasn't got that far yet.
probably like 150, maybe
Oh man,
200.
200.
I
but,
cut you guys a great deal.
but the thing
Just-
is, I kind of talked about that, but
Yeah.
I want you and Dana to be able to be there as a guest.
I would just drop the
Yeah.
food off and just
and bounce.
just bounce. Yeah. Just don't have it on a Sunday or a Monday. I'm busy those days.
We're doing it Saturday evening.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I'll be kind of hungover Sunday when I'm cooking. Oh, no, never mind. We can't drink.
No, we're not drinking.
No drinking at all?
No drinking.
All right.
It's a dry wedding.
Yeah. Is it a BYOB?
Bring your own butt.
I just want to kind of go over just last week's menu and kind of like share with our audience like what you had to serve.
All right.
For $6, honey sriracha chicken thighs with brown rice, carrots, and onions. $6 ground beef stuffed sweet potato with mixed veggies. It says meal B special requests.
Oh, that's just like if they don't want certain stuff on that
Okay,
meal.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, you can get carrots
Yeah, if you wanna
without
hold off,
onions.
yeah. For $8, smoked brisket in a pot roast.
Yes, dude, that the pot roast was so good. Did you see the pictures of it?
No.
Yeah.
And
Go check it out.
I had it for dinner last night, and I had it for lunch this morning.
You eat most of the food, all the
Oh,
food you cook?
all the food.
Every meal you eat?
Yeah, yeah.
And this is probably what I would have gone with, the $6 roast turkey breast.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes, cornbread dressing,
Yeah.
and green beans.
Yeah.
Like, it don't get no better than that, dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what is a meal like that, like calorie wise and all that stuff? I know you used to put it on there.
Yeah, each meal is about 500 calories. Yeah.
But it's still all fresh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like some of the it depends on what time of the year. Like in the summer we do a whole lot of like a fresh local produce, but in the winter you're not getting anything like that. So we're using produce that's been frozen, but it doesn't lose any of the nutritional value at all. It's actually probably a better quality because it's picked at the peak of its freshness. You know, considering sometimes in the summer you'll have later crops towards the end of the crops. They're not doing so well. So
Did you say you're from Louisville?
yeah, Louisville. Yeah.
How'd you land down here?
I have lots of my mom actually. She's an enrolled member. I'm an enrolled member. So we have a lot of family members here.
Gotcha.
And my grandma had retired and moved back here. And I actually came out here, I believe, in 2003 to work at the casino. They had just, they opened it up, was 98, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were doing table games and they were making like really good money. And she was like, hey, come out here and get you a job dealing blackjack. I came out here and got a job dealing blackjack, 2003. Yeah.
How long you and Dana been together?
For about 5 years.
Get married anytime soon?
Oh my God.
You put the man on the spot.
Dana,
Man,
you hear
misery
that?
loves company, right? Right? Try to set me up.
FYI, she's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see her dropping comments on there every now and again, so I had to ask.
Who drops comments where?
Dana, something about I've seen people drop comments about getting married or something.
No,
or-
who's going to get married? Ugh, come on, guys. Why complicate things? It's going fine the way it is.
Well, that's good. That's
Alright.
good. As long as you've got y'all make a great team, obviously.
Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate that.
He
you
wishes.
guys do make a team, a great team.
I love it.
What? Go ahead, Rob. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask about the menu and about like the importance in the nutritional value and like when you're coming up with these recipes and you're Googling stuff and
Yeah.
you're coming across ideas like, what because this whole endeavor started with a change of
Yeah.
a personal change of lifestyle.
Yeah.
The importance level in your selection and when you're deciding what to cook and how to cook it.
Well,
and-
we were looking at, I wanted to do the fat, protein, carbohydrate ratio. So you need a percentage of protein, a percentage of fat that helps you feel full, and you need carbohydrates for energy. So that's when we first started doing it. And the meals are, they don't look like a huge quantity of food, but, so many people eat them and like, I don't know what you're putting in these, but I'm really getting full. And a lot of it's because you're hitting that nutritional spectrum.
Caitlin. She'd always be like, "Why don't be making me eat that whole meal? I'm gaining weight, and you make me feel bad if I don't eat the whole thing, because it is a lot."
Yeah, and when Dana and I, we were meal prepping, and I was like, because Dana was like, Dana was like, she's old school, so she was like, I want to do the grapefruit diet. That's where he just, I eat grapefruits. And I was like, nah, we're not doing that. We're doing a calories in, calories out diet. And I can show you how to lose weight. Right. So I was, I think I had her at like 1,400 calories. And that's for her, that's a lot of food. She was like, I can't. I said, no, you need to eat this, because if you don't eat this, you're not going to feel good. Right. And then you're going to get really hungry and eat a ton of food. So you need to eat this. So sure enough, she was eating it. I'd make her eat it all, and she was losing weight. She was like, I can't lose weight on a regular diet. But I showed her over the course of a few months how to do it, calories in, calories out, how to lose weight. And like you said, that's what those ratios of the fat, proteins, and carbohydrates.
Yeah. And that, like, just the average, like, family consumer, like, that's stuff that, when you're like, we talked at the beginning of the show about, like, the process of, like, all right, I got to go shopping. What are we having for dinner? Who's cooking? Who's cleaning up? You throw all those objectives into the process.
Oh, man.
The last thing you're thinking about is, like,
Not
the
at all.
proportion of,
Not at all.
what you're eating.
Yeah.
The variety in the menu that you're preparing, like, do you take in account, like, okay, so I'm doing the turkey breast with this meal. Like, if somebody's mixing and matching, like, what pairs good throughout the week?
Yeah, so I'll do a beef, I'll do a chicken, I'll do a pork or a pork loin. Sometimes
like the sides that go with it. Like,
and we'll do a shrimp, and we always try to switch it up.
And then if people specially request, you'll do like.
I've got people that do like keto and
Right,
low
and
carb and stuff like that. So
Really?
they don't
That's
get.
what I need to
They
start
don't.
doing.
No, dude, you're a super athlete. You need carbohydrates.
yeah, dude. Yeah, you
Thank
do, bro.
you.
Dude, you need it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you need your carbs,
Oh my
dude.
gosh.
He's so self-conscious about, like, his gut and stuff. He's always talking about it. He's always talking about it to me, man. And I'm like, dude, as much as activity as you're doing, you need to literally eat as much as you can, as often as you can.
We had this long conversation with James Saturday night, and I was talking about me. I was like,
And
man, I
he
can't see my abs. And he was like, you need to eat more.
You're not eating enough, yeah.
I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand that. Explain that to me.
I don't know either, J-Mo. What do you mean by that? That makes no sense. How's a man going to eat more? He's going to get fatter. No, this is Caleb's mind. I'm in Caleb's head right now.
For real. Kind of like Dana was.
I don't know, dude.
I mean, you're talking about supplements for
these
diet and all this
guys-
stuff a couple weeks ago.
These
I'm still
guys,
taking
like,
my
they
CLAs.
read everything you're out. By the way.
Yeah,
don't buy no more.
CLAs.
No,
It's a diet pill,
they
man.
read all the whole chemical, like the way that it. I mean, they read their stuff. They
Google.
know what they're
What'd
talking
you say?
about.
You're a Google guy? Or what you-
Yeah. Just gotta
Google guru.
learn how to Google.
Yeah.
Just Google that. Hey, why don't you Google real quick, how could Caleb see his abs? see what pops up. See what pops up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One thing that I was wanting to touch on here, just to switch gears, is what we all have in common actually. Caitlin loves some Goggins.
Yeah.
What do you think about that guy?
Dave Goggins is the man.
If somebody's out there listening right now, and you don't know
Oh my
David
gosh.
Goggins, you
You're
get on
missing out.
YouTube,
He
Google.
will change your life.
Yeah, check out those last 2 podcasts that he did with Joe Rogan on the Joe Rogan
Is that
Experience.
book now? It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Why y'all talking about the book? I haven't even read it yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You ain't read the
No,
book?
I haven't had a chance.
I thought
I
you do
told
You better
audio
get
books.
on that.
I just haven't had a chance.
So the way that's broken down is actually they're in a studio.
Mhm.
And what's his name? The guy that's reading the book. I can't remember. So he's in one room and Goggins is in the other room. And he'll read and he'll stop. Be like, dude,
Then
Goggins.
They talk about yes,
They'll have,
and
like
it's
a 10-minute conversation.
and then he'll
Podcast.
kind
He'll
of
start reading again.
come back out.
Mhm.
Wow.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You've got to get on there and check it out.
It's really just about, like, he's talking. The guy's life has just been incredible. Like, the things that he's overcome. He came from a difficult, kind of
Domestic violence
domestic violence filled childhood, and became.
He was
Don't tell him that.
He talks about being obese, being
obese.
overweight,
Yeah.
There's 300.
low self-esteem.
He was like 320 pounds, and he
Yeah.
decided, out of the blue, he decided he wanted to be a Navy SEAL.
yeah.
So he had to drop 100 in
5 pounds, I think it was.
105 or 100 something pounds
60
in like
days.
3 months, and I think it was 90 days.
No, that's
100 plus pounds.
okay. So when he's saying this stuff, Like I'm calling BS on it, but they did their homework.
Oh
on
yeah,
this
they
Oh, yeah.
researched
This dude
it.
is real.
Yeah.
So when he's telling this story, my BS meter's going off.
Mhm.
But I know that Joe and Jamie, everyone has done their homework on
Yeah.
this dude, and this dude is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like doing the San Diego one day, and then 3 weeks
don't
later
even think-
qualifying for Boston
I
with
don't
broken
even
legs.
think he's human.
It's it's unbelievable what this guy is doing. Especially what was it, the pull-ups?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4,000.
yeah.
and-
Yeah, world, world
95.
record. Yeah,
It's insane.
Hey, but it took him 3 tries to do it. Yeah. Did you see
Just-
the
I mean he went through SEAL training,
buds
buds,
three
yeah.
three times?
Did you hear him talk about how he was actually like the for the Navy SEALs? He was like the physical instructor type thing, and those guys hated him to
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
he,
they-
he was like, being in buds, like we're the elite of the elite, and I thought everyone else was like me.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to take a day
they're
off. Like we
not,
made
like-
it through buds. Now
yeah.
we're taking this
but he
off.
was like, so I was just somewhere else. He was trying in his mind trying
Right.
to like justify. He was just super hardcore.
Yeah.
And you got to imagine these guys are 1%ers too, or beyond 1%, like 0.01%ers
Yeah.
probably. So what's Goggins? If these guys are taking time off and they can't keep up with Goggins, what is Goggins?
For sure, man.
Yeah.
He's
the
awesome.
hardest man alive.
The hardest man
Yeah.
alive. That's right.
And like he talks about how like the average person
Wow.
walking on the street only taps into 40% of their capabilities because our minds set these
It's a
limitations.
governor.
Yeah.
It's a governor.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I
Your
believe
mind's a
that to be
governor.
100% true, for sure. So much going on with us that holds us back.
Yeah, and you just listen to the things that his personal experiences when he was younger. It's mind blowing. Like you just listen to those stories and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
He really just went through that?
What
Like,
what about when he was like all of a sudden he decided he wanted to be an ultra marathon runner out of nowhere, right? And he goes to the track field and runs 50 miles, and he didn't even bring any food with him, but
Oh,
someone
yeah.
else came and they
Yeah.
had like
He ran 100.
100 miles, and they had
Yeah.
some crackers.
Ritz crackers and Myoplex,
Myoplex.
for.
yeah, that sounds like
Can you
Yeah.
can
Sounds
you
exactly
believe
So
that?
what? Hey, so what's cool about it is Chris Kosman, the guy that was the race director for the Badwater.
Yeah,
He's the race director for this one. I got to meet him last year when I done the Badwater Cape Fear.
yeah.
And I was telling him about, and I was telling Caitlin about this. And this is before I really like heard the story about Goggins and where he came from and all this stuff. And I was telling Chris Kosman, same guy Goggins talked to, I was like, I'm running across the Trail of Tears. I'd love to be in a Badwater 135. And he's just like, don't care.
But
So
he-
I was like,
he blew
that's a big deal to
Yeah.
me. You know what I mean?
But he blew Goggins off when Goggins first
Yeah.
wanted to.
Oh,
yeah,
He
yeah.
blew him off, and he was like, "Well, go do this and this and this and this,
Right.
and then get back to me." And
So then I done
I
research.
think Goggins even talked about that, right?
Yeah, he
yeah,
does.
it's in the book.
Yeah.
Do research on Chris Kosman, and he
Yeah.
done the Bike Across America race.
Yeah.
When he's 21, he's done several 100-mile
Yeah.
snowshoe races in Alaska in the middle of winter.
Oh my
So no wonder he does it like
Yeah,
nothing.
he's like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, shut up. You know what I mean? Go sit down somewhere.
You run your Pacific Coast and get back to me, Caleb McCoy.
he still
Yeah.
might be like so.
And then the way Goggins talks about like how his body is literally just so broken down just from buds, with the broken
legs.
broken
So-
legs,
yeah.
like two
So
broken
ass,
legs.
his so ass. He said that's what the stress, the muscle. I can't remember. It's like in your hip flexor.
Talks about being so tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to be doing more stretching. I need to come see Rob and his
That,
yoga.
that DDP.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, it is so much more than yoga. Like I wouldn't say I've done a lot of yoga, but I've done various yoga practices
Yeah.
over the years, and this is some serious like core strengthening yoga practices. So you mix
Were you flexible coming into this
not
beforehand?
at
'Cause same
all.
here,
and I'm
I'm
still
like-
not. I'm still not. I mean,
Yeah.
it's only been like 2 months, and I'm still not. But
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more than I was before. I mean, before I couldn't even sit cross-legged on the floor.
Yeah.
And then just when we took that picture, I was sitting cross-legged on the floor with a kid on my shoulders, right? And that's all. That's in
How
like 2
often you
months.
doing it?
Every single day.
Are you?
Wow.
Every single
That's
day.
great.
Man, I need to do
Yeah,
some
dude,
of that.
it's
man.
incredible, man. Like, I was thinking because it's like it's pretty dope because it has like it's an app, right, on your phone that has it all, and you can do it on your computer and stuff. And so like I do it and stream it up to the TV. But then it has like the app has like this like the heart rate monitor capabilities built into it. So like if you got your watch on or your heart rate monitor, it like, and so a lot of like the work that he's doing, what he's talking about is like keeping your heart rate at a
Heart
certain-
zone training.
heart
like,
zone training,
yeah,
keeping
yeah.
at a certain level, and then like, and then doing like all the different stretches and movements with applying like tension on yourself and building that core strength. It's, I'm telling you, man, I've never seen anything like it. Like, and you heard his podcast? A little bit?
DDPs?
Yeah.
No, I just
I didn't
watched
know he had one.
I watched
he was
the,
on
the
Rogan
documentary.
before.
Oh, okay,
He was on
okay.
Rogan before, and
I don't know if I'm.
the way he came up with it was he hurt his back, and they told him he couldn't wrestle again.
Yeah.
He didn't start wrestling until he was 35. So
Yeah.
all that abuse later on in age, getting into it, he blew his back out, and they wanted to do all these surgeries on him and stuff. He had slip disc. I can't remember how many, but it was multiple, like 3 to 4 slip discs. They wanted to do major reconstructive surgery on his back. He was like, no, I'm not going to do it. So he initially started doing yoga, and he kind of learned his body. Like he studied his body through this yoga practice, and he created this program. He created it from scratch, like just like you did with my meal preps. Like he created this thing from scratch to heal his back. And the dude is doing all these poses and all these stretches and all this stuff. He still has the slip discs, but the muscles around the discs have strengthened so much that he doesn't feel any pain.
Wow.
He's still doing all these stretches. He still has the slip disc, never had surgery, never took any meds or anything like that. And it's built up the strength around the discs to where he doesn't feel the pain in his nerves.
That's pretty wild.
It's freaking incredible, dude.
Yeah, and he's like changing so many people's lives.
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube.
He's been doing this for about 15 years now.
Close to, it's like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's only been like mainstream, like with this app for like 4 or 5. Like it's a shorter period of time, but he's been doing it. He's been like teaching it to others, like Jake the Snake,
Razor
he's-
Ramon.
Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
He's
People in recovery.
people in
like,
recovery. He's
yeah.
taking them into his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like detoxing them
Yeah.
in the house
And you
while
could-
doing this.
You could see physically the changes on these guys,
Yeah.
physically the changes on Jake and Razor Ramon from when they first came into the house to when, I guess a year down the road or so.
There's a YouTube video. If you just Google DDP Yoga, there's a YouTube video, I think it's on their main website, of a Army paratrooper. And the guy lost his ability to walk without a cane because of
Has he
all
got long hair?
Yeah, he's got long hair. You seen it?
We watched that in
Yeah.
training. Richie showed us that.
Because he all the hard landings. He like
Okay.
damaged his
This-
back
yeah, I
from
can
all
see
the
that.
landings, and so he gained like 300 pounds. He was just huge. He could barely walk. He
Yeah.
had these little things. He could barely walk with the walkers with this like little sticks on his hand.
That's what he was doing, is DDP?
Braces.
Dude, he started doing DDP yoga, and I think like less than a year, the dude wasn't just walking. This son of a bitch was sprinting.
Yeah, like
No way.
handstand. Is always like
Handstands, walking on his hands, handstands. He's like as thin as me now.
Wow.
Just and he says like he attributes it all to this DDP yoga practice.
Yeah,
I've got this little compression in my neck, and it's actually caused nerve damage in my hands. I'm definitely gonna give it a try.
They have
and
like
see
a
if that'll help.
7-day. They have like a 7-day trial. That's free. He does charge. It's not. He does charge for it. It's a 7-day trial.
How much is the app? You pay for the app?
You don't pay for the app.
What do you pay for?
Pay for the service. So to get the videos.
Oh, to get the videos.
the actual program itself.
Does
to
he
get the
put out
program.
new videos? Or are you using?
He puts out new videos.
Oh, wow, cool.
Like once a week, he does like a Monday motivational video, and then like once every 2 weeks or so, he does a live. So you can actually do
Okay.
it live with him.
Yeah.
And then he has hundreds of videos on there to watch, and once a week he does a cooking
Oh wow.
video
That's a big thing
because
that,
he ties it in.
in the
to
documentary.
nutrition.
In the documentary he was big on cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you sign up for it, you like, you click on like, are you a beginner, intermediate, whatever, and they create like they create their own program for you. So
Yeah.
you put in your size, weight, height, all that stuff, and you actually post like before and after pictures too, but they create a program. So you just click on your calendar and it tells you what workout he wants you to do today.
Oh wow.
And you start off like 20 minutes and you build up to like 30 minutes and then you can build up to like 40, 45 minutes is, optimal what he suggests. And it's challenging.
Wow.
Oh, it
that
has
sounds
to,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
But dude,
Yeah.
it's like just like you were talking about flexibility and like so many people use it to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not using it to lose weight, obviously. I'm using it just to like maintain my health, build some core strength, become more flexible, take care of my back, my knees as I get older, like those things that are going to be starting to deteriorate very soon. Bro, I cannot suggest this thing to anymore. Like it is top notch. So I ended up buying it like 70 bucks for a year.
Oh, that's cheap.
I did, yeah. It's not
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
you can pay monthly, or you can pay for like 3 months or for 12 months. The longer term you sign on for, the cheaper, the more affordable it is. I think it was like $60 or $70 for 12 months. Dude, I was thinking like doing like once a week, like getting a room.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
Yeah, because it's been that impactful on me in such a short period of time. I got the subscription already. All we need is a TV to blast it on in an open room to put 5 or 6 of us.
Man, that would be good.
Or even twice a week. But it's like it's that good, dude. It legitimately is.
Huh.
Something maybe before your meeting, start off with like maybe 10, 15 minutes. Of
Yeah,
doing
they
a
have
little
short
yoga.
ones. They have like 15 to 20 minute ones.
That'd be cool.
That would be really
It definitely
cool.
wouldn't hurt anything. Unless somebody
Get some people moving
I know.
around a
Yeah,
little
right?
bit.
The room might not be as full as it was tonight when you walked in.
It might get a little funky in there, right? Might get a little.
I've done that before. I went to a yoga class over here at Gingerland, and I'd been running all morning, and so it was pouring the rain, so my feet were sweaty and soaking wet, and I took my shoes off, and I put my blanket over me, right, because I could smell my feet, and so we get ready to get in poses and everything. I have to remove the blanket. I mean, it just started wafting everywhere. Right? I laughed and I haven't been back since. I act like I got on my phone,
Were people looking at you?
Yeah,
Like,
man, like,
staring over at
It was that bad, man,
Oh, my
for
God.
real. Like, it was awful.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that you can't tell me that you're the first cat to walk in there and,
Right.
and have that.
That's
That's what.
Oh, man,
that's
I'll
what.
tell you what, my feet was pretty bad.
That's
there,
what.
man.
That's what goes on in
Gosh.
those places, man. That's what goes. People be ripping farts, doing them stretches.
Yeah.
They probably didn't run.
Yeah.
They probably didn't run 600 miles in a pair of shoes and go to yoga class.
Yeah, it was
Wet-
pretty bad.
Wet feet.
Yeah, I went down that hot yoga when I was down in Raleigh.
Oh, how did that
Oh,
work?
man, it was
Is there a
Like-
is there
We
some-
were supposed to start doing that.
Once
is there
a
something
week.
here? Because I'd be interested.
Asheville.
Asheville hot yoga.
Don't they just crank?
Like, we
don't they
wanna go
crank
once
the
a
room
week.
up? What are they cranking
It
up?
was
to,
at
100?
101.
Wow.
Oh, you can wring my
Yeah.
shirt out at the end.
So
of
you're
it.
in a room. It's just super hot.
Super hot. It was
you're
6
doing
o'clock in the
yoga.
morning.
Yeah.
Bunch of housewives in there. I mean, doing some all kinds of crazy. I'm just looking around like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? But I could barely touch my toes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
How
I
many-
bet that heat too probably really helps your muscles or does something, to be
It's
able
like a
to
very,
stretch.
detox for sure.
Do y'all
Better.
do y'all ever do the sweat lodges here?
I've done one, but that was a long time ago. But
How
that's
hot
the
is it?
same. I don't know. They put a bunch of hot
I've
rocks.
heard really good
into-
things about that.
It's
Yeah.
those heat shock proteins, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to help repair tissue and
Yeah.
damage stuff.
Joe does the sauna deal. Like
I'm
Yeah.
going. I'm getting. Ready,
Yeah.
I talked to Catherine, who owns Bryson City Fitness, and I'm getting ready to start doing going to the sauna down there here
Yeah.
soon.
I've heard wonderful things about that. But the sweat lodges, someone like my meditation crew, the Buddhist crew that I'm involved with the Refuge Recovery, they do like an annual sweat lodge deal, like once a year, and go in and like set some positive intentions and meditate in that. And I've heard.
We was listening to something the other day and talked about these monks, the running monks. They run like 1,000 marathons in a row,
In a row.
looking for enlightenment or something.
Yeah.
you know?
Wow.
Every day, no breaks.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's amazing what the human body's capable of.
yeah. And people are
Right?
like, I can't run, or
Yeah.
I can't do this. I mean, not just running, just anything. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I can't. Yeah.
That goes back to like what we were talking about with Goggins, just like the the limitations. That we
Yeah,
set.
breaking
So-
through that mental barrier. But but a lot of it has to do with people just not having hope
Yeah.
being able to build up, through accomplishments. That,
Been beat down their whole life
Yeah.
for.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. They ran 1,000 marathons in 1,000 days.
What'd you say there, young Jamie? What'd you pull up?
1,000 marathons. The monks of Mount High
Wow.
put themselves through an excruciating endurance challenge, 1,000 days of long distance running.
My goodness.
But do you think all this kind of revolves around confidence and completing one task and being able to build that confidence up to take on another and just multiple, layers of confidence? Is that, you think maybe
you have to start. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. If I hadn't run that 15 miles with Caleb,
That- yeah, that's
right
a-
before
Yeah,
the run to Oklahoma,
yeah.
I probably wouldn't have pushed myself
Because you
like
didn't
that
have
on
that.
the run.
You didn't
Yeah,
have
because
that
I was
confidence.
like,
yeah, you didn't. Yeah.
I knew I could run 6 because I ran 6, and it's intimidating. I was very
Yeah.
intimidated to even go on a run with Caleb. There's a
Mhm.
lot of times I'd stay at the house and he'd be running down Bryson or something.
Yeah.
But then when I took that first step and I did it, then that boost of confidence
Mhm.
kind of, I was like, okay, well, I ran 15, and then then I ran my first 20 miles with him out there on the road, and then it turned into that plays a huge role.
Mm-hmm.
When you work with like a new client as a personal trainer, how do you suggest somebody who's like total novice, new to this lifestyle, to like approach setting these goals of growth physically? Like,
Well, I've got one guy who's Tyler. I train him and his son. His son's the top middle school boys runner down Swain. But Tyler, he had some kind of Achilles injury a while back, and so his left calf is a lot smaller than his right. He's not, he had it was a really bad injury, and so he had like no confidence. And before he started working with me, Robin, the owner of Shift down there, suggested that he started getting in a routine of coming like 3 times a week. And that's the first thing, like a few minutes ago, Heather was in here. She was like, I want to start working with you. So I have to find that balance because of the intensity that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, I was like, I want you to get in the gym while I'm gone. Start being disciplined about getting there, moving around a little bit. That way, whenever I come back, I ask them first and foremost, like, what is it you want to do? I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay. So my specialty is like high intensity cardio. That's the best way we're going to do that anyways. You're eating right, like the work starts whenever you leave the gym. You need to get in the mentality of like, this should be your getaway. Like the other 23 hours that's the hard part. The gym should be the easy part. And so that's one thing I try to instill in them.
but like
know,
that Tyler that you just described,
It's pretty
he's
hard in the gym.
He's not going to go out and run 15 miles tomorrow.
Right.
So like, what is the progression like to get to that?
Well, I try to what's the word I can use to describe this whole process? I try to like he used to
I'm
be.
asking for personal interest.
He used to be a kayaker.
Okay.
So
he's
I'm
got
just
upper
like,
body strength.
Yes, I'm like, so let's double down on that. Let's set a goal of you being able to go out on a lake and kayak for 2 hours. So we start with that. Like, how can we get there?
What about those rowing machines they have? At
We do a lot of rowing. Oh, he can
Yeah.
about break those things, dude.
Yeah.
He's a mad rower now for real. So that's that built his confidence,
Mhm.
and just working with him slowly. I'm getting better at it. I'm starting to learn to take my time with people a little bit more, but that's I always try to look for their strengths, and that build confidence through that, and then like make them uncomfortable. Like Tyler, let's get on the row machine, but here in a minute we're going to do box jumps.
Yeah.
Makes so he's building that confidence. He's confident doing this over here, but you know what I mean. Finding that balance is what it's about.
I found it's so much easier if you got somebody training with you that you can break through personal barriers. Like you can lift more weight. You can run harder.
What do you mean?
Just having someone there, whether it be a workout partner or a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
you're stronger
Yeah.
for sure because you want to show that person that you can do it when you're working opposed to working out by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's easier to call it a day when you're all by
It
yourself.
no, it
is.
is. It's
I'm-
easy to take it easy,
Mhm.
but when you have someone there, you know, watching you, you want to impress them. Something deep down inside
If I work out with him, there's no way I can ever quit. It's not gonna happen.
you. Yeah.
There's no way.
Caitlin
it's
be
gonna
getting it.
happen.
Because why? Why? What,
Because
something
he
inside
goes
you-
hard,
Yeah.
and because of the intense workouts that he does,
Mhm.
like
That's the best
it
thing to-
pushes me to go hard.
It
Like
pushes
I'm
you-
not
yeah.
gonna get. I mean,
but that's amazing. You need that type. Yeah, you want
That's
that.
the best thing to do if
Oh,
you are
man.
working out by yourself, though, is make
Yeah.
sure you have it like down to the T. Like I'm staying right here for 30 seconds, going hard. I'm resting 15. Like have it wrote down. You know what I mean?
Hey,
That way you
let's
got
jump
that
back on
plan.
on Goggins real quick. He talks about how
I
no
think I know what
workout
you're gonna
partners,
say.
no workout partners, not even music, because music motivates you, and you don't need that. You need to be inside your head
Mm-hmm.
thinking this sucks.
Facing that
I
fear.
think I know where you're going.
Isn't that crazy?
So what it is, what he says is, when you're out there getting it, just think Goggins is probably out there getting it too at the same
That's
time.
right. That's right.
I've done that before too. I
Yeah.
ain't even gonna lie.
No, but
After a
isn't
workout,
that
told
crazy?
him.
But that's true because
Yeah.
music does motivate you.
It does.
It does.
Having people around you motivates you. But what he's saying, you need to be there by yourself,
Yeah.
alone, in your mind, embracing the suck.
Yeah.
He was talking about.
And that'll make you a better person.
He was
Right.
talking about when he was speaking to one of the college football teams. I can't remember. if it was
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the headphones thing, and he was like
Yeah.
telling them about that. And he was like, "What are you
Yeah.
gonna do when you're on
Yeah.
the field?
Yeah.
And you get
There's no
smacked in the
music, yeah,
face? There's
yeah.
no headphones to rely
Yeah,
on to
that's true.
motivate
That's
you
the-
when you get trucked and you get run over."
Yeah, I thought about that so much, and music does motivate me in a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
when I cook, I've got the music on, and that keeps me going. You know, boom, boom. But when I turn it off, it's just kind of.
Man,
So you
I
got
used
a
to
little
have trouble with
bland.
that running. And remember the last time at the Charlotte, I told Caitlin, because we had been listening to Goggins, and we got to that point where he's talking about motivation. You know, you got the music.
Mm-hmm.
I told Caitlin, I was like, I'm not wearing my bag today.
Yeah.
And so I ran that last half marathon with no music.
How many
And-
how many miles was that?
13.1.
How did that go? What was going on
I
in your
set
mind?
a PR.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was going on in your mind when you were running though? Were you just embracing the suck? Were you like, this sucks? This sucks.
Man, I honestly, I get a chance to disconnect.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my best ideas
Mhm.
come during that time where I don't have no noise.
So you get inside your head and you're
Yeah.
just thinking,
Yeah.
thinking about things.
How do you document the ideas so you don't forget about it?
I'll start repeating them like out loud. A lot of times I'm like, all right, I need to
Like,
remember
that's
that.
a good idea. I
Yeah.
gotta write this down. Or,
Yeah.
Did you
Or
hear?
I'll tell somebody, tell Caitlin or somebody right after I get done.
While he's running, Kaylin, write this down real quick.
Remember this?
Hold on, this is a great idea.
Kind of like Goggins when he does his motivational or his inspirational videos.
Yeah, yeah,
The
that's good.
first,
So,
the first
Instagram.
race I ever went to with him, he calls me, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Are you not running?"
It's a
And
15 miler
I
down
could
Charlotte
tell he was
or
still
Greensboro.
running. And then the full falls.
Yeah.
Like I hear this
I
big.
was
As you were talking to
I was
her.
I had
like,
my beats
"Why
down,
are you
but-
on the phone with me?"
Wow.
I stopped or hit a stump or a root or something, and I staggered, man. Oh my goodness, took my breath.
But it can be. It can be. Definitely can be a
We
distraction.
don't slow down long enough to stop and listen, like, you know what I mean. And for me, like, I get in that contact with God, and so that's
Yeah.
when I get those downloads and come up with these ideas a lot of times that we have.
There's one thing that I can think of that helps me separate from the world. I like to ride motorcycles, and I like to ride it on the BRP. And like just recently, I was looking. They've got all this new technology, like Bluetooth technology, all this stuff you can make calls and stuff with. And I look back and I think about how much I appreciate riding without anything going on, just being outside in the elements
Mhm.
with this bike, trying to stay alive. You know,
Stay
no
alive.
one talking to me, no one asking questions, and I'm just focused on the road. And oh man, it's just so nice and so comforting just to have that to fall back on.
What kind of bike you got?
Well, I had a Kawasaki Versys 650,
Oh, I saw you selling.
but now I
Yeah.
sold it. But
Yeah.
I bought a R6, a Yamaha,
Okay.
a 2003.
Hell yeah.
It's one of the fastest R6s they made.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
And
Don't-
I've been out riding it.
Don't they
Does
statistically?
Dana ride with you?
Hmm?
Dana ride with you?
She's rode with me before, yeah.
Don't they say that statistically, like, majority of accidents, motorcycle accidents, those types of devices are like involved in.
Dude, that's the first thing I was thinking. I was like, no way, because
Distractions.
they've got this setup to where and when I started riding like 7 years ago, the Bluetooth sucked. Like you didn't have anything.
It wasn't,
but it's an intercom system now, and you and your friends can all be linked up, riding, talking to each other. And I was just like, no way, because the BRP. I mean, maybe if you're just on the highway, if you're just cruising like but.
Even
When you're in
blind
the BRP
spots, man.
and you're around curves and everything, you have to focus so much on what's going on around you that I don't want somebody in my ear,
Right.
cutting jokes, saying, it's going to be some dumb stuff too, right? If you're riding with your boys, it's going to be some dumb stuff. I just don't want to hear that.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's been my big predicament these past couple weeks was like, man, I don't want that. I just enjoy that peace. I don't want that technology following me to my motorcycle. Go away. Leave me alone. I don't have to accept calls all the time.
Go on, get.
Hey Matt, could I get a
No.
honey sriracha?
Yeah.
I'm out. I ran out. Can you imagine that if we were just constantly linked up?
Okay, it's coming. You heard?
No,
Did you hear Elon Musk?
The Neuralink?
Neuralink.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Neuralink.
What is it?
He didn't really talk. He didn't go into full detail
So,
about
do
it.
you
but,
think Neuralink is a computer thing, or do you think it's biological?
I don't know. From what I've heard about it, it's something that
Give
will
us a little
be-
background on
Picture this. Picture a straw. Picture that little baby straw right there in that
Okay.
coffee, right? You're trying to suck that coffee up. You're just getting a little bit. Now, picture a bigger straw, massive straw. You're able to just instantly consume this coffee. That's information going in your head. You're a tiny straw like that. They're working on a process that makes that pathway larger so you can bring in more information.
So like you using your cell phone, you have to pick it up, you have to unlock the screen, you have to go to the app you want to use, you have to type out what you're going to say, and then it sends it to Kaylin. Eliminate all of those steps.
And it's in your mind, and you're able to think, how can Caleb see his abs? In your mind, right? And you're pulling up all these different workouts and diets and what you need
What,
to
on
do.
your phone?
In your mind.
No, in your mind, it's
No
something
phone.
that they're
Caitlin's
working
out
on. Yeah, and it's supposed.
You got to go look up Elon Musk to understand
Oh,
a
he's
little
a
bit.
super smart dude, but it's supposed to make us superhuman. But the problem I have with that is the information that we're getting.
We can't
who's-
process it fast
who's-
enough.
Well, what if we can't process it fast enough? But who's putting this information out? What if it's fake news?
It could be.
You know what I'm saying? Who decide? What's so funny about that? I just played it.
That's your
I know.
paranoia.
I know. I just play it though.
He said he was 12 months away from releasing it.
Yeah.
Like
Did he
6
get
months
the,
ago. He was on 6 months
Yeah.
ago.
Oh,
On Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he
I
made.
didn't get to
he
listen to all of it.
He made a comment that they're about to make an announcement pretty soon.
But he also was kind of afraid of its capabilities.
Oh, yeah.
And specifically, like a little different topic, but all AI. He was
Oh, yeah.
hesitant about that wave of technology and what's coming, and like somebody that smart, somebody that brilliant.
I
somebody
have a theory. Okay, since he's so much against AI and how it probably would take over, right? That I have a theory that he's creating this AI, artificial intelligence thing, right? As a way to get he's going to be the first one to do it, as a way to get governments to stop it. He might expose its capabilities,
Okay, yeah.
right? And be able to stop it because he's so adamant against it
Yeah.
that I think he's smart enough to do this, to show the capabilities, to have them outlaw and ban AI.
Back up.
Yeah.
He was on your one of your videos with Leonardo DiCaprio. We're talking about the pollution or what? Yeah, no, the global warming. Elon Musk, and he was talking about
the
these.
batteries.
Yes,
Yeah.
these warehouses where we don't have to
Yeah.
use. It's everything like green energy.
Oh yeah. Whenever Puerto Rico had that
Power outage.
yeah, he sent over
Yeah.
like these massive these battery cells that powered
Yes.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah, he does a lot of solar stuff, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
working on this roof tile that
Have
incorporate
you seen it?
solar panels. They're amazing.
Yeah, I know. I seen
They
it. He done the
incorporate-
reveal of it
They
a while
incorporate
back.
solar panels into everyone's house, and it's supposed to be
And
just.
it's roofing.
It's supposed to be as affordable as a regular roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how you would run
I'm
your house.
Did you say you
We'll
did
get one on the
valet?
recovery house, ain't
Yeah.
it?
Did you say you
I
did
am
valet
so
at the
for
casino
it.
for
Yeah.
a bit?
Mhm.
Did you ever drive a Tesla?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Teslas are just. If I had the money, I would get a Tesla. That's what I would get. 'Cause
How much
just,
they run? About 80,000 or something.
110 for
Yeah.
the P100. With the P100D for the brand new one. About 100, a little over.
Speaking of Tesla, I just wanted the chief
yeah,
who drove a Tesla. Does he
Yeah.
still have a Tesla?
yeah, I seen him at IGA with it.
He's coming on. He wants us to get a date. The
Okay.
chief wants to come on and chill and hang out.
Tell him to send me a date that he's free, and we'll make it
Okay.
happen.
Well, he just said send some to him that's available.
Okay.
So let's.
We can do that.
Yeah, the chief had a Tesla.
We can do
But he
that.
got a lot of flack over there too.
He
right?
got and I remember when he got online, he was defending himself, and Chief, you don't got to defend yourself.
No, and he's gotten
Please.
better at that now.
Dude, you don't got to do that.
Yeah, he's gotten better.
Yeah, most 99% of the people know what's up. You just got some people that.
Well, Matt, we had a topic that we wanted to kind of talk about, but I would like to extend an invite and have you come back after we could do a little bit more.
Dude, this has been amazing, and I don't even want to talk about gut biome right now
Yeah.
'cause we've had such a great organic conversation about just everything that's going on. It's been an amazing experience, and I appreciate you guys for what you're doing in the community and stepping up and doing this. I mean, we need more leaders like you all, definitely in the community, and not rely so much on government programs. You know, because this is what it takes. Like, I want
Grassroots.
everyone to get up, be entrepreneurs, see where you fit in, and just go out and do your thing, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, God puts rewards on the other side of obstacles. You know, I mean, that's just what happens.
Well, think about this. You're sitting at this table right now are 4 business owners.
Yeah.
That started their own.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I was just
So,
thinking.
I mean,
Yeah.
all 4 of us have like
Oh yeah.
on,
played a role in like doing exactly what you just
Yeah.
said. And
All
there's just-
like-minded individuals, and I think we understand what it takes to make it there. So I think what we all have in common, and I think everyone, I see it out of everybody here, is we know that we can overcome anything, and nothing can really stop us. That if we try to do something, we could do it. Yeah.
for sure.
Not
Easily.
even the health department.
Oh snap!
I love it.
Yes.
But yeah, I would totally like to have you back.
Dude, let's
and, like,
do it.
Continue
yeah.
that conversation.
Yeah.
And, like actually
we can
have
talk
it
about
and-
whatever. I'm sure there's a million things we could talk
Oh,
about.
It
yeah.
sure is. And we will hold you accountable for the Super Bowl party that we're going to throw.
Dude, I'm excited. I'm trying to do some wings.
The chicken wings.
I'm trying to
extravaganza.
smoke some. I'm gonna marinate them, right? And then I want to hickory smoke these wings, and then I want to deep fry them so you get the smoke and you get the crispy. And then I'm gonna do like a sweet hot sauce on them. I've already got.
Oh,
it
I'm going in hard so I can have that cheat day.
dude. Let's do it.
Where we're gonna do this at, Caleb?
We'll find a place.
Okay.
We'll find a place.
Real quick, you got me thinking when you said fry it. Do you have any? Since you're the expert, the YouTube Google expert, how? Your words, not mine. How do you have any experience with the
Air
fryer,
fryer.
yeah.
Love it.
I just heard about one.
We've
of
got
those.
one. They're
My
amazing,
mom
and that's
has
what
one.
That's what we've been using. I've been smoking the wings and putting them
Okay.
in the air fryer.
Uh huh.
Best thing ever.
Yeah, I bought a small one
Yeah.
about a year ago, and the only thing I've cooked some like fried chicken a while
Yeah.
back
Twinkies.
with Bianca a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We bought some chicken, and I hadn't used it, fried anything before. And I get home, and the only thing I had to like bread the chicken with was Jiffy.
Oh
so
wow.
I breaded these
Yeah?
chicken tenders with Jiffy and cooked in the air fryer. It was
Yeah.
freaking delicious, right?
Dude, yeah.
But typically, what I use it for is vegetables, Brussels sprouts,
Yeah.
asparagus, broccoli.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
dude.
Air fryers are
Phenomenal.
amazing.
Cool.
We're gonna have to get one.
You
And-
told me
Hey,
to do.
I just want to before we jump off here, we're going to Oklahoma, so any kind of prayers or whatever, just would appreciate it.
Can we do some live check-ins, man?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You cool with doing that?
Yeah.
Like we
I
did
can't. Well, not the first 5 days.
We'll
Why?
do it on mine.
before? Why can't you?
I'm on a Facebook, a social media. If you can, they can't see it up there, but
So-
behind Caitlin.
So maybe you should look at the camera and say goodbye
Oh, is
to
that
all
is
your
that
followers.
is that your
yeah,
is that your bad
Peace
habit or
out.
whatever?
Facebook and Instagram,
Yeah.
5 days.
Hey, you know what I would have done? I would just made some stuff up that I didn't like and put up there.
I was trying to go that way, but then my integrity kind of kicked in. It was like, no, you can't do that, Caleb.
What do you say? I've been like, man, I love smoking cigarettes. And what else? Drink coffee. Love that stuff.
For sure. How can people find Mad Meal Preps?
Facebook, Mad Meal Preps on Facebook. Join the group. Posting that menu here in 2 days. And I do deliver. I do deliver to Cherokee on Tuesdays and Bryson on Mondays.
Fabulous, dude. It's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure too, man.
You're a kick-ass dude.
Great time.
You
Thanks.
got a-
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing cat. Got a lot of phenomenal stuff going on.
Thank you.
And we want to support you in any way we can. So
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
thank y'all for tuning in to NC Raw. Visit our website at www.ncraw.life to subscribe to the website. Drop your email address in the little subscription box, and we will email you every time a new show gets published. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace,
Cheerio.
peace.
Cheerio, young.